shovel style evolution rocker boxes from Racedyne.com. Really nice. They're actually 3-piece, but this top cover comes off. That way you can make sure your valves your springs are good, you have the proper end play on your rocker shaft, allows for inspection. Very easy to put on. Really nice head breather style setup inside the box with a check ball and spring. Great quality boxes. All the instructions for the install are on the website, racedyne.com. Under the Gen 2 rocker box section, there's a PDF that you can download and print out. And really nice, really easy install. It took about maybe 30 minutes. Out with the motor, out of the bike. So the first step to installing these rocker boxes is you need to load the boxes with the shafts and the rocker arms themselves. So you want to make sure that the indent here that will allow the bolt to slide through is here. You want to make sure that your shaft goes through the right arm. You have to make sure the arms are in the right position, obviously. So what you want to do is just line this up, and these things are very, the tolerances are almost perfect, so you probably do not need shims, but double check, finally double check to make sure that you don't need shims. Check with the manual for your number. So you want to align this. Push that through. This one, same thing. Once the shafts are installed, take the bottom plate off the bottom of the rocker box, and you're going to install that next on top of the motor. So before you install this plate onto the rocker box, you need to install the seals. It's very easy. These things are almost cut perfect length. What you're going to do is just lay this in the channel all the way around, which you can use a little bit of grease to hold it in, or even a little bit of high temp silicone. Just put a dab and run this all the way around. When you get to the end, you'll cut off the excess just so it's a perfect butt. So just trim this exactly so the two pieces butt up against each other. Very simple. And that's it for the oil seal. Make sure your gaskets are on the right way, all the breather holes line up. Place your plate on, like so. Next thing to do after you get your rear plate on, your front gasket's there, take the spring and the check ball system. This allows, like for head breather motors, it allows it to exit out of the head breather port, either into atmosphere or back into your air cleaner system or whatever. But this check ball system is really nice, designed really well. So this just slips in here. The ball sits right in the spring. Be careful not to drop the ball into your motor if it's not all together. So the next thing before I put the rocker box on over the check ball, what I'm going to do is install this other oil ring here. It's easier for me to work down on the bench than it is on the motor. But whatever, either you can put the box on and then put the ring, or put it on now, doesn't matter. Just a little bit of silicone or grease to hold the thing in place while you work. It makes it just a little bit easier. Just another dot, just in case. So next thing to do is after you have your oil ring installed, your check ball's there ready to go, everything's good. Line up the check ball with the hole. Boom, it's on. And that should plug right in. So now you're set up. Now it's time to start installing the bolts. Next, you just want to snug up all these 1/4 20s Same thing, kind of crisscross them. They're going to get torqued later, so just kind of finger tighten them for now before you lock everything in. So next we have to torque the 4 5/16 bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Same thing, go in a crisscross pattern. Next, the 4 1/4-20s get torqued to between 10 and 13 foot-pounds. I'm going with 11.5 to 12 pounds. And go in a crisscross pattern as usual. Before you put the cover on, make sure that the surface is clean of anything aside from the O-ring and grease or silicone that you used. The outer cover presses right on, perfect fit. These things go on super easy. For the top cover, you're going to use these 1/4-20 socket heads with the copper O-ring washer, the copper washer, and the stainless washer on top. Make sure the stainless washer is on top. Those go in. And the long 3 by 1/4-20 goes in this front hole right here. Same thing, stainless washer on top of copper. That goes in. These all get torqued to 10 foot-pounds. These 1/4-20 socket heads right here take a 3/16 Allen and they get 10 foot-pounds of torque. So same thing, alternate as you always should. Lastly, each rocker box has 4 of these button head. It takes a 3/8 Allen wrench. There's an O-ring on the inside which is also supplied. These get installed to hold the shaft in place. They don't take a torque spec. They just get snugged just enough for the O-ring to seat. Just a little finger tight, and then some is probably good enough. And that is it. These are installed, ready to go, ready for push rods, and that's about it. These are probably the best rocker boxes I've ever installed. Super easy. Everything is machined to great, awesome tolerances. There's no slop in anything. The check ball system for the breather is really, really nice. It's actually, these boxes are ambidextrous, so there is no front specific and rear specific box. You can run them on either side. There's a breather hole on either side, so you can, for whatever reason you want to run them the opposite way, you can. This is the black hard anodized finished, really nice, scratch resistant. They look killer. The machining is spot on, really, really nice.